It's a beautiful day, and I warmly welcome you to the studios of Poly TV in Laro. This is a beautiful day in every ramification, and I will tell you the reason why it's beautiful in the course of this program. My name is Femi Afolabi. You're welcome to the discussion segment with a Nigerian, an elder statesman, somebody who has had and is still having distinguished career in Nigeria. I'm talking about a worthwhile civil servant, an elder statesman, Mr. Bashir Jimoh Odetunde. Mr. Bashir Jimoh Odetunde is the Deputy Registrar in charge of special duties at the Federal Polytechnic in Laro, now Federal University of Technology in Laro here. And by virtue of being the Deputy Registrar in special duties, one of his functions is to head that unit, that popular unit, among civil servants, among those who I can call the engine room of the Nigerian nation. I'm talking about Service Delivery Agency. We call it Servicom, and it's a federal government initiative of 2024, and he's been doing very wonderfully well. Mr. Bashir Odetunde is marking his birthday today. That is why I said today is very beautiful. Mr. Odetunde, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. It's a pleasure, sir.
Okay. You're welcome to the studio. We will be talking about Servicom, that particular agency you know very much about. Like I said in the opening session, I said it's a 2024 federal government initiative, at least to promote efficiency, to promote discipline among civil servants, to promote service delivery to Nigerians, as it were. What is Servicom to you?
Good morning. Thank you, my host. And good morning, viewers. It's a pleasure being here today. As you have rightly said, Servicom is service compared with Nigerians. And it is all about efficient and effective service delivery.
Okay.
So it's a government, it was established by an act of parliament. It has started with the head office at the presidency in 2004, but for the Federal Polytechnic Laro, our own started in 2011.
Okay.
And since then, the Servicom has been doing wonderfully well to the institutions.
You have been handling the affairs of Servicom at the FPI here since 2021, if I'm not mistaken.
2021, 2022.
Okay. Perhaps you want to tell us about that particular agency, what the agency has been able to achieve. Because, like I said in the opening segment, I said it is to promote discipline among civil servants first, and service delivery to Nigerians as well. So, and FPI as an agency, as an organization that relates with the publics, with the external publics, you should have achieved much. Let us into them.
Thank you very much. Whatever we have, we must have advantages and disadvantages. Actually, this Servicom has been doing wonderfully well on this campus. If you have been noticing it, this thing is placed all over the campus, and we have suggestion box at all strategic locations of the Federal Polytechnic Laro here. And we have been meeting with head of classes. We used to organize orientation for them, to tell them what to do and what not to do. But before I proceed, let me just tell you that we have a tool that we use to work. That is the service charter. So we spell out our functions. So some people, when they hear Servicom, they think we are just trying to witch hunt anybody. No. The primary objective is to ensure that you need to be served. Not to be served alone, but to be served well. So, and that is why the federal government, in an attempt to curb the corruption and all this red tapeism in civil service. So, but let me now come back to the Federal Polytechnic Laro. We have achieved a lot, but I believe we can still do better. So on some, our customers, the stakeholders, our customer include the students, the parents, the staff, and general public. So, and we have means by which you can reach us. If we are there, so let me come and remind you of our office. Our office at the complex car park beside that audit unit. So we expect if you are, and we have our
sticker,
our address there, okay, that you can get to us on online, www.federal-servicom.com. You can get to us if you have any complaint. But so far, the little complaints we have received from stakeholders or from the customers, we have been able to handle it. I could remember a time when somebody said he has applied for transcripts. That person called from UK. He sent something to our mail, and we attended to it. We discovered that the thing has been delivered to the appropriate place, but he did not follow it up.
Okay, Mr. Odetunde, just let us be a little bit practical and specific. Before the introduction of Servicom in 2004 by the federal government, and
subsequently
2011 in FBI, I know that the governments then had some certain things in mind, at least to overcome the challenge of corruption in the civil service, service delivery, timely delivering of service and whatnot. Now let us come back home. Since Servicom started in 2011, and of course during your tenureship in 2021, can you be specific about what are those things that Servicom have been able to make possible? Maybe before now, this and this and this have been happening, but now that Servicom is in place, we have been able to eradicate that.
Thank you very much. In fact, the few staff we have on ground, we used to go around the classes to check if the lecturers come to the class, and once they hear that Servicom has come, they have sit up, they have been performing their duty. We used to go to some other offices unannounced to see the level of compliance with the federal government directives. So we have achieved a lot in that. Even at times, when we receive a complaint that there are some toilets that are not functioning well, we call the director of works and they respond to it instantly. If there are some classes that we see the area is so bushy, we act instantly, and to the glory of God and with the help of the management of this institution, we have been able to achieve some of the objectives of why the Servicom was established. But we might have not been able to do much because of some constraints, which we will talk about later.
We'll get to the constraints later. I know it was a record at very many organizations, many agencies, ministries, and among civil servants generally, that you have officers not doing enough on their dedicated duties. Rather, they have some other secondary businesses that they run, and they give priority to those businesses at the detriment of what they were paid for, or what they're supposed to be as their primary responsibility. And it cuts across every ministries, department, and agencies. Here in Laro, in FPI, have you had any experience of such, wherein maybe a non-teaching staff or an academic staff not doing enough? That is the language. Not doing enough to discharge the duties.
Actually, some of the management theory says, according to McGregor theory X, it says human beings are inherently lazy. They need to be coerced and they need to be forced. The nature of human being, they need to be monitored. But here in Ilaro, we have not gotten the extreme case. But in some cases, when we discover that maybe somebody is supposed to be at the lecture room by 8:30, by 8 o'clock. And 8:05 we have not seen. We have their address. Some of them might be on the way, and they have been cooperating with us. And in some other areas too, in some non-teaching, we go at random to offices to ensure that they...
Okay, let's leave LPI alone. Let's talk generally now. What are the penalties or sanctions that the civil service recommend for whoever is found wanting at his or her duties, or that is not complying with the Servicom Charter?
We are being guided by public service rule.
Okay.
We have, depending on the degree of the offense, we have a misconduct case. If you have a serious misconduct or gross misconduct, so depending on the degree of the offense committed by the staff, if it is just a mere inefficiency too, because inefficiency too, there are some that deserve to be warned, one, 2, 3 times. After that, panel may be set up, and the recommendation of the panel will be adhered to by the authority.
Okay, let's talk about the challenge of carrying out your duties. What are those challenges that are militating against you, that are not making it very, very effective, as it were, at least to do what you're supposed to do ordinarily?
Nigeria, we have this general problem, the resources. Let me look at the staff. For more than 15 years, not until recently, that the federal government lifted embargoes on employment. The Servicom units that is supposed to be serving the own institutions have about 5 staff.
And this is greatly inadequate.
Especially when the examination is going on. To cover the 2 campuses, that is that. Then the issue of electricity is a challenge, because we are supposed to be doing most of our things online, but we have challenges in that area.
Okay, even at that, I want to make a point. Servicom has been here since 2004 in Nigeria, and of course 2011 in FPI. But even at that, very many people, especially non-staff, especially those staff, the people that are not staff of the federal government or are not civil servants, most of them are not aware of their rights, to demand for their right when they go to ministry agencies, and so they still do what they supposed not do, try to influence officers to do their work, to bribe and whatever. What do you recommend that we should do? Is the awareness not enough, or those they are dealing with are just recalcitrant?
And thank you very much. On the part of the government, they have been trying our best, because they organize seminars here and there, and the NTA and some other things, the workshop, they cover it. But Nigerian factor, we are recalcitrant. Let me use that language. Because even they will tell you, police your friend, bail is free. Are people not still paying for bail? So, because the society, but I believe there is room for improvement too. So that at least with the way the present government is doing, I think they are trying to at least increase the human resources. The offices, if in a normal setting, the Servicom supposed to have a building to itself, that everybody that will be located in a conspicuous area, that anybody that comes, that this thing is in existence. Look at the place we are. Even people will recognize audit than the Servicom. So, but I believe the present government and the new Director General of the Servicom at the presidential office now, they are trying to organize some seminar And I believe in the next few years we'll be seeing the results.
What is your relationship, the relationship of your office to the management of the FBI?
It has been cordial, very, very cordial. But they are constrained with the finance. They are willing to do more for the unit, but they have financial constraints.
Okay, let me tap on your experience. You've worked and you are still working at the Servicom office, and you are well experienced in what we are talking about. Let us look at Nigeria without Servicom. What do you think will have happened?
Without Servicom, Nigeria would have turned into another thing. Because in some cases, you go to some other government agencies, you will see that those who brought the idea, they mean well for the country. So, and I'm appealing to the federal government to empower it more, so that we'll be able to achieve the set objective of the government.
Okay, let's leave that a little bit. Let's tap on your experience before we let you go, because we know that you are an elder statesman and you are well versed in the civil service. Of course, before you get to head the Servicom unit, what have you been doing? What is your experience like in the public service, particularly FBI?
Thank you very much. I have diverse experience at the Federal Protective Level. I joined the institution in 1997 as an administrative officer, and I've worked virtually in all departments of the Protective. I have worked in examination records and data. I work as a junior officer, and I headed the place as a deputy registrar. From there, I have been attending academic board since when I was an assistant registrar. I have been part of the management for quite some time. I have headed the human resources aspect of the institution, which is the central administration department. I was the admission officer for 10 years of the institutions. All this online admission started during my time. Coincidentally, I joined the institution when the institution was transiting from manual to computer. So my background as an economist made it easier for me. So,
well, I was privileged to attend a session where the rector and acting vice chancellor of LPI, Dr. Akinde, was giving a report, was making reference to the quality of staff, both teaching and non-teaching staff of LPI, and he gave excellent remark about how good they were, and that is why one of the reasons why the institution is making progress. And I want to confirm, this said that you are one of the well-experienced personnel that is making the FBI tick. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And I want to seize this occasion again to congratulate you on your birthday.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here today.
Well, for about 25 minutes, I've been discussing thoughtfully and frankly with Mr. Odetunde Bashir Jimoh. Mr. Odetunde Bashir Jimoh is Deputy Registrar in charge of special duties, which is supposed to mean he takes care of the Servicom unit as well as other units of the institution. So, and I want to believe that you've learned one or two things about Servicom, as it were, why it was implemented and how it is being implemented, and the advantages of having Servicom entrenched in an organization. It can always be well. Thank you. Okay, I've been speaking frankly with Mr. Odetunde Bashir Jimoh. Mr. Odetunde Bashir Jimoh is the Deputy Registrar in charge of special duties at the FBI here, and he heads the Servicom unit as well as supervises the guardians and counseling unit of FBI. Thank you very much for finding time.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure, sir.
That is the program today. We'll be back with a fresh edition anytime soon. Stay blessed.